Standard Chinese, a modular approach. Transportation Module, Unit 6, Production Tape 1. On the comprehension tape in this unit, you learn to understand some more sentences about taking the train. If you think that you might not remember the meaning of these sentences, go back and review the end of the C1 tape. If you think that you know the meaning of all the sentences on the target list, you should begin learning how to say them. Listen to this first exchange. A professor from the United States is visiting Peking. Here she is talking with the travel representative in her hotel about arranging a trip to Shanghai. They are settling on the time of the train. Listen.
几点钟开？
18点55分发车。
那好。
You know that the verb kai means to open and to drive. Here it has another meaning, to leave. Repeat, what time does it leave?
几点钟开？几点钟开？
In the last unit, you learned the verb li kai, to leave. The verb li kai is usually used for people leaving. The verb kai means to leave when used with vehicles. Repeat, that's fine.
那好。那好。
Now try asking, what time does it leave? Respond to the answer by saying, that's fine.
几点钟开？
18点55分发车。
那好。
Again.
几点钟开？
18点55分发车。
那好。
Later at the train station, the professor is asked this.
请你把你的护照和旅行证给我。
好，给你。
Repeat the equivalent of, okay, here it is. More literally, okay, I give it to you.
好，给你。好，给你。
Try responding to the request yourself now.
请你把你的护照和旅行证给我。
好，给你。
Again.
请你把你的护照和旅行证给我。
好，给你。
After showing her passport and travel permission, the professor is ready to go. Listen.
到上海去的车在第几站台？
在第一站台。
Repeat the word for platform.
站台。站台。
Repeat, which platform?
第几站台？第几站台？
Now repeat, the train to Shanghai.
到上海去的车。到上海去的车。
Repeat, on which platform is the train to Shanghai?
到上海去的车在第几站台？到上海去的车在第几站台？
Try asking the question yourself. You'll get a reply.
到上海去的车在第几站台？
在第一站台。
Again.
到上海去的车在第几站台？
在第一站台。
How do you say platform?
站台。
And how do you say which platform?
第几站台？
The guide has some instructions for the professor.
不用急，还早呢。你先在这个接待室休息休息。
Repeat the adjectival verb to be anxious.
急。急。
Repeat, no need to be anxious.
不用急。不用急。
The phrase 不用 is equivalent of don't. This phrase for commands always occurs in the negative. How do you say, no need to be anxious?
不用急。
Now repeat the adjectival verb to be early.
早。早。
Repeat, it's still early.
还早呢，还早呢。
The marker ne is used to emphasize that a state or action is currently going on. How do you say, it's still early?
还早呢。
How do you say, no need to be anxious?
不用急。
How do you say, no need to be anxious, it's still early?
不用急，还早呢。
Again.
不用急，还早呢。
Now repeat the word for waiting room or reception room.
接待室，接待室。
This room is equivalent to our VIP lounges in airports or train stations. Now repeat the verb to rest or relax.
休息，休息。
The verb 休息 is often reduplicated, meaning to rest a little. The stress is on the first syllable in reduplicated verbs. Repeat, rest a bit.
休息休息，休息休息。
Repeat, first you rest a bit in this waiting room.
你先在这个接待室休息休息。你先在这个接待室休息休息。
The word order in this sentence is the usual: time, place, action. Repeat again. First you rest a bit in this waiting room.
你先在这个接待室休息休息。你先在这个接待室休息休息。
Try saying it ahead of the speaker. First you rest a bit in this waiting room.
你先在这个接待室休息休息。
Now try saying the instructions from the beginning. I'll give you your lines in English. No need to be anxious.
不用急。
It's still early.
还早呢。
First you rest a bit in this waiting room.
你先在这个接待室休息休息。
The professor has another question. Listen.
我这件行李怎么办？是不是可以拿上车去？
可以把行李拿上车去。
Repeat the phrase for this suitcase.
这件行李。这件行李。
Now repeat the phrase which means, what's to be done?
怎么办？怎么办？
Repeat, what do I do about this suitcase of mine?
我这件行李怎么办？我这件行李怎么办？
Notice that the phrase, this suitcase of mine, is the topic of the sentence, followed by that verb phrase, 怎么办? How do you say, what do I do about this suitcase of mine?
我这件行李怎么办？
Now repeat the verb to carry or to take.
拿。拿。
Repeat, carry onto the train.
拿上车去。拿上车去。
Notice that this phrase has one verb stating the action, 拿, and two verbs stating the direction of the action, 上 and 去, up and away. Notice also that the place word object, 车, comes after the verb 上, but before the verb 去. Repeat, can I take it onto the train?
是不是可以拿上车去？ 是不是可以拿上车去？
Try asking both questions now. You'll get a reply. What do I do about this suitcase of mine? Can I take it onto the train?
我这件行李怎么办？是不是可以拿上车去？
可以把行李拿上车去。
Again.
我这件行李怎么办？是不是可以拿上车去？
可以把行李拿上车去。
Later on the train, the professor would like to find something out.
这班车有餐车吧？
有中餐，也有西餐。
好极了。
Repeat the word for dining car.
餐车，餐车。
You've already seen the syllable 餐 in the word 餐厅, dining room. Repeat, there must be a dining car on this train.
这班车有餐车吧？这班车有餐车吧？
Now repeat the phrase for extremely good or wonderful.
好极了，好极了。
The bound syllable 极 and the marker 了 can be added to an adjectival verb to express extremely something. Repeat, extremely expensive.
贵极了，贵极了。
And how do you say extremely good or wonderful?
好极了。
Now you find out about the dining car. Say that there must be a dining car on this train. Then respond to the answer with great.
这班车有餐车吧？
有中餐，也有西餐。
好极了。
Again.
这班车有餐车吧？
有中餐，也有西餐。
好极了。
Repeat the word for Chinese-style meal.
中餐，中餐。
Repeat the word for Western-style meal.
西餐，西餐。
Repeat, yes, there's Chinese food and there's also Western food.
有中餐，也有西餐。有中餐，也有西餐。
Try responding to the question yourself now. Answer, yes, there's Chinese food and there's also Western food.
这班车有餐车吧？
有中餐，也有西餐。
Again.
这班车有餐车吧？
有中餐，也有西餐。
What's the word for dining car?
餐车。
What's the word for dining room?
餐厅。
What's the word for Chinese-style meal?
中餐。
And what's the word for Western-style meal?
西餐。
Toward the end of your trip, the conductor might come to you and say,
下一站就是上海了，快要到站了，您准备下车吧。
Repeat, the next station is Shanghai.
下一站就是上海了。下一站就是上海了。
The marker 了 is used to emphasize a new situation. The train has passed through many stations and now finally the next one is Shanghai. Therefore, the new situation is emphasized with the marker 了. How do you say, the next station is Shanghai?
下一站就是上海了。
Now repeat the word for soon.
快，快。
This is the word 快, which also means fast. Repeat the auxiliary verb will or be going to.
要，要。
This is the word 要, which also means to want or to need. Now repeat, we're about to arrive at the station.
快要到站了，快要到站了。
Notice the marker le. Again, it indicates a new situation. But in this case, it's not a situation which has just changed, but one that is going to change, a future new situation. How do you say, we're about to arrive at the station?
快要到站了。
The auxiliary verb 要 is another clear indication that you're talking about a future action. How do you say, we're about to arrive at the station?
快要到站了。
Now repeat the verb to prepare or to get ready to.
准备，准备。
Repeat, please get ready to get off the train.
您准备下车吧。您准备下车吧。
Notice that the English translation says please. This is because the marker ba makes the sentence polite in attitude. How do you say, please get ready to get off the train?
您准备下车吧。
Now try the whole thing. I'll give you your lines in English one by one. The next station is Shanghai.
下一站就是上海了。
We're about to arrive at the station.
快要到站了。
Please get ready to get off the train.
您准备下车吧。
Now let's review what we've covered on this tape. Put the following sentences from the target list into Chinese. Number 1. What time does it leave?
几点钟开？
18点55分发车。
That's fine.
那好。
Number 2. Which platform is the train to Shanghai on?
到上海去的车在第几站台？
在第一站台。
Number 3. No need to be anxious, it's still early.
不用急，还早呢。
First rest a bit in this waiting room.
您先在这个接待室休息休息。
Number 4. What do I do about this suitcase of mine?
我这件行李怎么办？
Can I carry it onto the train?
是不是可以拿上车去？
把行李拿上车去。
5. There must be a dining car on this train.
这班车有餐车吧？
Yes, there's Chinese food and there's also Western food.
有中餐也有西餐。
Great.
好极了。
Number 6. The next station is Shanghai.
下一站就是上海了。
We're about to arrive at the station.
快要到站了。
Please get ready to get off the train.
您准备下车吧。
This is the end of the tape. End of Transportation Module Unit 6, Production Tape 1. Module Unit 6, Production Tape 1. Module Unit 6, Production Tape 1.